Hi, my name is Mr. Cadella, and today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to use Google Apps to create very quick and simple graphics. So first I'm in actually Google Slides. A lot of people use Google Drawing. I used to use Google Drawing too, but actually pretty much all the tools that are in Google Drawing are in Google Slides. And what's really nice about this is once I make a graphic, for example, I'll just drop a shape in here just real quick. There's a shape right there. I can always come over here, press Control D on the slide, and duplicate it and make different versions of it, whatever. So it's kind of nice to have that ability to kind of make multiple copies right on the side there. I'll go ahead and delete that, get rid of this. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you just some of the basic tools. Some of these are kind of self-explanatory, some of them aren't. Obviously, like I just used the shape tool there, you got a bunch of shapes you can use. If you hold down the shift button, it actually constrains the proportion, so it's a little easier to use. If you let go of the shift button, it allows you to contort the shape and distort it however you like to. Once you have a shape on here, you can go ahead and change colors. You can change what's called the stroke or the outline of it. You can change the thickness of that outline, so forth and so on. You can even add text to it. You can hyperlink it, which is really kind of cool. The other thing I want to just point out, I'll go ahead and delete this, is you have tons of shapes in here, and kind of think of these as putting shapes together too. Sometimes you can build an image just using these very simple shapes. Go over to arrows. I use this a lot for my graphics. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. You got a couple others here. This probably definitely comes in handy for math and things like that. So I'm going to come over here to the line tool now. Now the line, again, kind of self-explanatory. You got some of these. I don't use a lot of the curved connectors and stuff. Maybe you will, but the polyline's a good one. And some tools or some programs, it's actually called like the magnetic line tool or whatever, and it'll close itself off, and so you can make irregular shapes that way and change the colors, things like that. One thing I want to start off with is the picture. I'm going to go to this little mountain icon, the little picture icon. Go ahead and click on it. You can go get it from Google Photos, Google Drive. You can use your camera. I'm just going to upload it from my computer. I'm going to show you how to make a very quick learning graphic. Go ahead and click on this. This is one of my projects that I do with my kiddos. It's a carving project for a printmaking lesson. So they're carving on their block here. I need to add some graphics to it, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come over here, grab an arrow. I'm going to draw an arrow here. Now, I could have chose the up arrow, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a very quick and easy function. I'm actually going to have this arrow turn around. So you just grab that knob that's on the top there, and as you kind of turn it around, I'm going to have it on this direction. I'm going to resize this. Again, you can hold down the shift button and kind of constrain the proportions there. Change the color there to, let's do a nice green for this. And then, of course, you can add text over here. Now, I want to talk about two different types of text tool. If you just use the text box over here, draw a box over here, boom, you got text. And then you can start typing in whatever. But the other thing I want to talk about is something that's not as obvious. It's insert word art. Come down to here, it gives you this little dialog box. And just type in a word right there. And you can go ahead and add different styles and different fonts and colors and things like that. It's a little easier. It's not like your traditional text. You can actually contort it so it can do different things as well, unlike the text box. So those are two different ways you can add text to it. It just kind of depends on your preference and what you need that text to do. Here's another quick little tip, is if you end up doing a lot of work like this and you don't have to reformat this over and over again, then you can actually save it to your bookmarks bar. For example, on this file, I just chose a page setup of widescreen 16:9. That works great for my YouTube titles. So I don't have to redo this every time. So what I did is I go ahead and you can grab this and drop it over here in your bookmarks bar. So you always have that. There it is, actually right there. So I can just go ahead and click on that. I also have 8.5 by 11, so I can click on that, open that up, and now I got a fresh palette to work with. All I have to do is sit there, click, make a copy of it, boom, ready to go. I don't have to reformat it every time. Now with your text, if you're doing like YouTube titles, you want to make sure it's just very clear, very simple fonts. I mean, easy to read, something like on a very small smartphone screen, you know, and bad lighting or whatever. You don't want to have to go too elaborate with these sort of things. The other thing I'll show you is on your pictures, you can actually format these. You can, like for example, maybe you didn't get a very good picture or whatever and you need to adjust it. I don't do a lot of recoloring. Those are kind of a little garish, to tell you the truth, a little out there. but you might want to try changing the brightness a little bit or the contrast just to kind of help give it a little bit more pop there. Of course, you can change the size and rotation and position, but you can easily just do that right on your canvas. Now, another thing I want to point out, once you have your graphics and whatever you're going to be creating in Google Slides, you want to go up to File, and to get this picture, you want to download it as a PNG or a JPEG. PNGs usually work a little bit better for more simple type graphics that have flat colors, things like that. But say, for example, photographs and images that have a lot of detail, you probably want to still use a JPEG.